you have any questions and you are on the GoToMeeting system, you are able to type in those questions and I can try and address them at the end of the call if I have not already addressed them. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to go over a lot of questions on this call that have been coming in, and probably will answer most of the ones that you already have. So, let me just remind you what TAC stands for. I use that as a short acronym. It's Top Achievers Club, and that is Youngevity's Dream Vacation Program. It's really an opportunity for you to work your business, which is the reason you're in Youngevity, but get a free vacation out of it. So that is a great opportunity. This year's incentive is a 5-day Western Caribbean cruise. We go out of Fort Lauderdale. We visit ports of call such as Belize City and Cozumel, and then we're 3 days at sea. Our sailing is January 17th, which means we get back on the 27th. It is amazing how fast those 5 days go. The earning period is January 1st through August 31st of this year. So again, only 7 weeks away, not very long. But if you're on the webinar, that is a picture of our itinerary as well as the ship. The Liberty of the Sea is an amazing ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet, and it's just huge. There's so many. I think there's 15 decks, counting all the way top to above the Royal Crown Lounge, and it's got a flow rider, it's got a golf course on there, a sports court, 2 separate pools, just so much activities, ice skating rinks. We've just gone on and on. You'll have to listen to past calls about that or earn the trip, and then we'll be going into more detail as we go into preparing you to actually get on our Youngevity cruise. So you are in the final push. As I mentioned, there are 7 weeks left, and our president, Delandrioli, threw out a special of the CEO signups, and so that is a great opportunity for you to get some extra points. So, if you've been working the program, you know that every CEO signup is 100 points. So with this promotion, we have already beat what we did the last CEO sign-up. So I can't wait to see the points that are going to come out of this. As I projected how many points would be earned and where everyone would be, I did not plan on this little curveball here, which is great because, not only that, when you think about it, you can think, oh, it's just 100 points. If you sign up 2 or 3 or 4, that's also extra auto ship points. It's also, as you help them in the business and they rank advance, that's anywhere from 25 to 350 points, actually more than that if you compound them. You get 25 and then 50, and within 2 months, within 7 weeks, they could, we've had new distributors come in and hit SEMD within their first month, so you can actually earn a lot of points by helping them hit that rank. And of course, as you help those in your team rank, you personally rank advance, and that's an extra 50 to 700 points. I would encourage you to set a goal that through July and August, you add on at least an extra 3,000 points into your system. It is really a great time to have that final push on the program. We have a leadership board. Unfortunately, most of the points that are given, a lot of them are really after bonus, so they're recognition driven. So we have to wait until bonus is closed out, and then it really takes us a day and a half to calculate all of the points that are associated through all of the business. There's a lot of data there to crunch and get up. So we post those every 20th, the 20th of every month. So we will have those. I believe the 20th is going to fall. I was going to check this before the call. 20th is going to be on a Sunday, so they will be posted on Monday, the 21st. I should have changed that slide, but we should have them up by then. And it's a month behind, so even though it's July already and halfway through July, these will be points for June. Now, we gave you a tracker sheet. It's an Excel format for you to be able to, identify and kind of track as you go. I hope that you've been using that. The best part about getting familiar with that is these programs are going to stay based on the same criteria. So again, they're the activities that help you build your business the right way and really rank advance and build a strong, stable business. So use those programs to keep you up to date. We're like a month behind because we have to get through bonus, we've got to get through rank advancement, which ends on the 15th of the following month, and then it takes us a couple days to get that. So be sure and check back on Monday to see where you're at as of June 30th and know what you've done in July to add in those points so that you can keep on track. So great way to do that. You know, I want to introduce you to somebody who's already been with Longevity and came over with me from Heritage Makers, but she's been part of the Longevity Dream Team. And what that means is she's really good at the compensation plan and programs and numbers and things like that. Hillary Dolder has, again, worked with me at Heritage Makers, and she is going to be my right-hand person on the Longevity TAC Dream Vacation. She is the person that you want to go to when you have questions. So if you've been contacting customer service about your points and maybe something missing or you don't understand something, they forward that on to Hillary and she will get that back to you. So you can contact her directly by email, hdolder@longevity.com. Now, I put up this cute picture of her family for those of you who are on the webinar version, and you can also see it on our Longevity Facebook page. Because Hillary works from home with that cute baby of hers. And so that's a great opportunity. I don't give out her phone number, her direct extension. However, she will get back to you, and she's great at email and, again, really figuring out numbers. So as we go through the end of the call, you'll understand who she is and how you're going to interact with her. You'll be getting emails from her about your points and just really to make this incentive, this cruise, exactly what you want it to be. So that's what we're going to go over today. We're going to go over some of the questions that you've had about, and also about the cabins and how many people we can fit in and what are my options and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about cabin categories. On the cruise flyer, now a lot of the details and the rules are on that flyer. A lot of the questions that I'm getting asked are right on that flyer, and you can get that from the Longevity Resource Center under Programs and Incentives. It's right there, so make sure that you get on there and you read those details. So let's go over some of the categories. Some of these categories are not listed on that flyer as available, and that's because we have very limited numbers of them, and we knew it would be those that are high in points. We haven't listed them. We have a grand suite balcony. It sleeps 2 to 4 people. Now, one thing I can tell you about cruises, if you haven't cruised before, the cabins are set up to accommodate a minimum of 2. Now, you can't actually buy out and have one person in the cabin. So some people on the in Cancun last year, they wanted to have a room of their own. They didn't want to share. So basically, you have to pay full fare for that other person who's not there in order to get it. So when we say sleeps 2, if you're coming as a single, we're going to room you with someone unless you want to pay that other fare to have the cabin by yourself. So Grand Suite holds 2 to 4 people. Junior Suites holds 2 people. Now I have that asterisk by there because I have very few. I think I actually have 1 Junior Suite that will hold 4 people and actually has an adjoining room next to it. Balconies, we have lots of balconies. They hold 2 to 4 people. Some that have adjoining rooms. Now that's not always the case. You may be next to each other, but there may not be a door there that you can get through, but you can open the balcony part of it so that the balconies walk across. That's always fun. I know that our singles that like to get in those balconies and just really open up the whole balcony area so that they have a big party there. We have a family ocean view. We have about 5 of these. They sleep 6 people. They are not balcony. They're not inside. They do have the very large portals. It's a room with a king bed. The couch makes out into a double, as well as a room with a single in there. 2 in there, single, and then 1 berth that pulls down from the ceiling. So we do have some ocean views available. We have the promenade, which is like an inside window, but it has an inside cabin, but it has a bay window that looks right into the center of the ship called the promenade, which is a lot of fun. We actually have a lot of these. This is a great category to be in because it's like the inside, so you get a lower price on that. It's not a lot to upgrade to that one. but you get to see down inside. It gives you that, you'd be surprised how much space that bay window gives you, but it's also really quiet. So there's a lot of activity that goes on the promenade. There's probably a parade or entertainment every single night on the promenade, and you can see that. If you don't want to go down into the action, you can watch it actually from your room, but you don't have the noise of everything that's going on. Those will sleep 2 to 4 people, and they also have adjoining rooms. Inside cabins, also 2 to 4 people, and we do have some that have adjoining rooms. So let me give you a little bit of update also about these categories. You know, with a cruise, we just don't have, like, here's this big cruise ship. They've also been selling cabins as we've held them. We actually have our cabin numbers that have been assigned to us. So again, some hold 2, some hold up to 4, which means you can have 3 in there. Doesn't mean you have to have 4 in there. We have some with adjoining rooms and some without. The sooner that we can get to a place of finding out what your needs are, the sooner we can go back to the cruise and say, hey, I need to trade in some of my doubles for some quads. And that's what we're getting to on this call, is getting you registered and identifying exactly what you want to have. So this information today will be helpful. Category cost upgrade. The incentive includes an inside cabin category. So as you look at the Dream Vacation sheet of how to earn it, it will list some of the prices on there, but I want to give you some additional information about it. The upgrades that are listed there, the price is per person. Now remember, there's 2 to 4 people per cabin. Oops, that went quickly. Okay, here we go. So to upgrade, remember you're upgrading from inside to a promenade is either $100 per person or 250 points per person. Balcony is $250 or 2,500 points. And a junior suite is $400, and that ocean view is $350. Now again, I mentioned there's that asterisk on the ocean view. That's because it holds 6 people. Now we're going to talk about additional guests right now. The first 2 guests in a cabin are full fare passengers, and they're part of that earning program. As you look at the chart, you can earn for 1 or you can earn for 2. So even if you were to earn 5,500 points, that's what it takes to earn a cruise for 1. So that means if you want to bring your spouse or another guest, even a child, doesn't matter their age, even a baby, that second person in the room will be $900 at that point level. Now, the price goes down the more points you have. We give you that extra for every 500 points you earn, the price goes down a little bit. So if you earn, that's why this push part is so important right now. If you earn 8,500 points, you get that first one free, and your guest is only $300 for that second person, right? So again, that's really why you want to push these last 2 months, especially in those 500-point increments. I would hate to see anybody get to 8,495 points. So really pay attention to your points and where you're at, and make sure you're far enough over that mark that you don't lose the extra money that you would save on that person. Now the 3rd and 4th passengers in a room are discounted. So they're $400 unless you've upgraded to a suite, and then they charge us a little bit more for gratuities and things like that, and they are $550 per person. So what that means is if you select a balcony and you have 4 people in there, and you earned 5,500 points in this example above, you're going to pay $900 for the second guest, and then you're going to pay $400 for the 3rd guest and $400 for the 4th guest. Now these fees include the cruise, it includes the taxes, the port charges, and the gratuities that are, when you travel as a group, you are automatically assigned prepaid gratuities that go to your cabin steward, the maitre d', all of those people that are there to make your stay absolutely phenomenal. So an additional full fare passenger is $900. So that's important to keep in mind, because let me give you an example. Let's say you have 6 people. You've earned, say you've earned that trip for 1, okay? So you have 5,500 points. If you say, Patty, I want to bring 6 people, it doesn't matter the age, I want to bring 6 people, And that's going to take 2 rooms, because you saw in there that you can hold up to 4 unless you're getting that ocean view. I'm going to say that's not there. But you have 6 people. You need to be in 2 rooms. You're going to have 4 full fare passengers and 2 reduced rates. It doesn't matter on their age. Even if one is a baby, they pay that same rate. So in this case, you bring 6 people, you have 2 rooms. Each room has 2 full paying passengers, and you get 2 that are reduced rate. So in the same example, if you had 8 guests, you would have 2 full paying, 2 reduced rate, 2 full paying, 2 reduced rate. Okay? All right, let's go over some of the details and rules that the cruise line puts in. Every person in the room counts regardless of age. So I've mentioned that. You've heard me mention that a couple times, because I've actually had that question several times from people. There are no babies, no children under 6 months of age. Even if you have a 7-month-old and they're in the room, they're going to sleep in your bed. They're not going to eat in the dining room. They're not going to take advantage of any of the facilities, right? They still charge us for that infant to come, including gratuities at the dinner table, everything. It's unbelievable, but it's the cruise line, so what do you do, right? So those are the details. If you say, okay, I've got 4 adults that I want to bring, and we have a baby, they're not going to allow us to put you in a room for 4, because that's 5 people in the room. They won't allow us to do that, so keep that in mind. Okay, no pregnant women past their 24th week, even in their 24th week. So you have to be less than that at any time during the cruise. So if on the 21st, we get off on the 22nd, you turn 24 weeks in your term, they won't allow you on, and they require a doctor's note. So if you can get your doctor to write a note, kind of changing that around, then you can get on. But they will require a doctor's note, just so that you know if you are pregnant and within any type of showing at all, they'll require a note. Cabins are designed for 2, 3, or 4 persons. We've talked about that. There are some upgraded cabins. Those are the Ocean View family cabins that we have, but most generally they are for 2, 3, or 4 people. Cabins that accommodate a 3rd and 4th person are limited. So while I have 200 cabins reserved at this point, they do not all accommodate a 3rd and 4th person, which again, I say that because it's important for you to let us know, and we're going to tell you how to do that, if you're interested in bringing guests, a 3rd and 4th person, so that we can try and help you out with that. All right, here's some frequently asked questions. I found this is the best way to do this. And again, if I do not answer your question, please type them in, because if you have that question, somebody else also has that question, and it'll save a lot of time. I have more than one account. Can I combine counts from each points from each account? So let's say the husband has an account and the wife has an account. They're both earning points, but you may not combine them. Each account is earning points, and they each can qualify to bring a 2nd person. You can even go, so the husband earns a trip for 1. They earn 5,500 points. They earn a trip for 1. And the wife's account earns a trip for 1. Then you just say, I want a trip for 1, and I want a trip for 1, and we'd like to room together. So yes, you can, but you can't combine them. For example, if one account has 3,500 points and the other one has 3,000 points, you can't combine that for a trip for 1. In that case, you would get the discount. It would really only, it's actually about the same. In that case, at 3,000 points, you'd pay $500 for one person to go. And in the other case, if they had 3,500 points, you'd pay $400 for that other person to go, which is $900, and 2 people go. So it works out about the same. But you cannot combine points in order to change the pricing on the account. Do I have to have a minimum of 3,000 points to attend? Yes, you must have a minimum of 3,000 points. If you're at 2,000 points, unless somebody brings you as their guest, and your points won't count for anything, because they don't count unless they hit the 3,000 points, then you are unable to attend. So I've had this question: can I purchase a cabin from the cruise line and hang out with the longevity group? And the answer is unfortunately not. This is an incentive cruise, and our group is booked together. So our dining is together, our meetings, you know, we've got space that accommodates how many numbers we turn in. You know, we've got different venues that will be rented and exclusive for our group. Of course, if you've been on or seen any of the pictures of events that we do, we love to send out the T-shirts and, you know, the logo wear, and there's lots of gifts and competitions and extra prizes that will be given out, and you won't be able to participate on that. And that is really difficult to do. I would not encourage somebody unless they just happen to already be on this cruise. It's really an awkward situation, but one we do enforce. Because we'll have some people that say, hey, I've got a way to get a great deal on this ship. I want to go. I want to hang out with all my longevity friends. But remember, it is an incentive trip, and it's a reward. And so we would exclude from that group. But we would love to have you with us. You can come as a guest. You can earn your points, and we would love to have everybody there. Am I responsible for my own airfare? The answer is yes. You will be booking your own airfare. We will provide a service to help you with that if you would like to participate in that. I know many of you travel a lot for your business, so you've got frequent flyer miles, and you'll take care of that on your own. But we will have a service that will help you look for that best deal and the times that you need to come in and go out. We'll be providing that information of when you need to be there, what your drop-dead deadlines are. You got to be in Fort Lauderdale by this time, on the ship by this time. As we get closer, as we identify who's actually earned the trip, we'll start going into that type of planning. If I arrive early, do you take care of that? Where should I stay? You'll want to book a room in Fort Lauderdale. Again, we'll go into details like that as we get closer. Am I responsible for my own transportation? Meaning once you get into Fort Lauderdale to and from the cruise, the airport, etc. Yes. However, again, longevity will work with the cruise line. The cruise line offers transportation from hotels or from the airport to get you to and from the port, and we will work with them to offer additional packages. So again, you don't have to worry about that. Requesting an upgrade. If you have more, now this is something I've mentioned throughout the call, so now it's time to figure out what you want and to let us know. So if you have more than 3,000 points already in June, you've been tracking, you were probably close in May, and so that's what's listed up there, and you know in June you've knocked over, and I'm above 3,000 and I am going on this incentive. You can request your cabin upgrade, your occupancy upgrade, or additional rooms right now. So all you need to do is fill out the form. You can go to the Longevity TAC Dream Vacation page. I believe Hillary was going to have that posted by the time we're finished with this call. Many of you may have already received that and filled out the form. If you have done that, then you don't need to do anything else. You'll be contacted. You're being put in categories as to what cabin you want, how many people you're bringing, and you'll be contacted. If you've filled out the form for us and you just have 2 people going, chances are we won't contact you until the promotion is over. Don't feel like your request has been ignored. There's just no special a request there, but thank you for filling it out, because it does tell us, yes, I'm going and here's what my intentions are. So we really appreciate it when you fill out the form, even if you're not requesting anything, but you know, it helps us to really accommodate everybody and their needs, and we won't give up those cabins for something else. You will be contacted by Hillary, as I mentioned. So this is really just a request form. It's just saying, hey, here's what I'd like. You know, if wishes could come true, I want that ocean view family suite with an adjoining room. Okay, because we can't guarantee that we'll be able to make sure everybody's in adjoining rooms. We're going to try and do this big puzzle and try and make sure you're on the same floor, on the same side of the ship, same categories, all of those things. It's this big puzzle that we're going to work out. And so Hillary will contact you once you say, hey, here's what I'd like. I'm going to bring this many people. I want this many cabins. For example, if you have 4 people coming, and let's say they're 4 adults and you don't want to share rooms with them, and you can say, I have 4 people coming, but I want 2 cabins. Or I have 4 people coming and we're going to all stay in 1 cabin. That kind of information is on the questionnaire to help us identify what your needs will be. Once Hillary gets that information, she'll start contacting you and saying, okay, based on the information that you have and the points that you are currently at, so we're not going to contact anyone until the June points are up. Based on your current, where you're headed, this is what it's going to cost you. And at that point, you have the opportunity to make a deposit to hold that category in that room. This is a non-refundable deposit. Because we are limited on space and those extra rooms, it wouldn't be fair to hold a room for you, say, that holds 4 people. Say you want a junior suite, my one junior suite that holds 4 people and has that adjoining room, and then at the last minute you say, oh, sorry, I'm going to come alone. So you're going to make that deposit. As you notice, you don't earn points towards that 3rd and 4th passenger. You have to pay for them to attend the event. So that's what Hillary's going to look at. Where are you at? What are your requests? And she's going to contact you and say, okay, we could fulfill your request in this manner. We can give you this category that holds this many people. We could make sure that they're joining. You're actually going to get a cabin assignment number. And in order to hold that, you need to make this deposit. Now, we don't advertise what that is because everyone's going to be unique, right? You're earning different points at different levels. So that's why she'll contact you directly. So please watch for an email from Hillary. Again, it'll be hdolder@youngevity.com. And she's going to go down from those with the highest points down, and that's the order that will make those assignments in the cabin. So watch for that, and then she will contact you. Let me give you some rooming examples so that you can kind of think what is possible. Let's say you have 2 adults and 4 children. You're going to need 2 rooms unless you want that family suite. Again, I've got 5 of them, so only 5 people will be in that family suite. If they're not connecting, you must have an adult in each room. So again, one thing that we need to know is I have to have them connecting. I've got young children, and we have to have them connecting. We're going to do everything we can to get those connecting rooms for you. This early in the game, we should be able to get them. I'm not worried about that. If you decide in December you want connecting rooms, chances are I'm not going to be able to make that request happen. So in this example, though, even though you have 2 adults and 4 children, you're going to be paying for 4 full paying passengers, right? Minus what you've earned. Maybe you earned a trip for 2. Those are free. You're going to pay for 2 more adults and then 2 at the reduced rate. Just give you that example. Say you have 3 adults. You can put them all in one room, and you're going to pay for the 2 full paying passengers and 1 at a reduced rate. So that's why I don't call it a child's rate. It's just a reduced rate. That 3rd person, 4th person. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, some of them, cabins, will have sofa beds that make down, and it's great because the cabin steward comes in, they put this nice pad on there, they make the bed for you the next day, they put it all away, and then that evening they come back and the bed's all pulled out. Some cabins have beds that drop down from the ceiling. Now these are still full-size twin beds, and again, they're very comfortable, easy to get into, but it is a ceiling drop down from there. So we will work on that again, and obviously try to put our adult 3rd and 4th guest in the sofa sleepers unless you request. So again, that's something Hillary can work with you on it. So those are some examples of rooms. I'm going to pop this open and see if we had any questions come in. Wow, no questions. I've been able to identify most of your questions. So now that you know that I've covered most everything, if you have additional questions, go ahead and type them into the webinar section, and I'll pick them up at the end. I have just a few more things to go on. One, before we go on to the other, this is an amazing trip. Don't miss out on all of the activity, the fun, the networking, the rewards that go along with attending a trip like this. It's hard to describe what it will do for you and your business, let alone your business partner, with if that's a spouse, a significant other, your children. I've actually never done an incentive with families. At Heritage Makers, we didn't do that. It was just the couples. I'm excited about this because to bring together families, it will just be a lot of fun to have them, the kids, networking together. They see what you do. They see how hard you're working and are involved in your business. Now they're going to meet other children from other families like that, and I love it. So, and just so you know, the cruise also has a great children's program for all ages that they can go in. There's different times that they're open. You can stay out late. They watch movies, they play games, they become pirates, they march around the ship. They'll take them to dinner if that's what you want. So great opportunities to have your family there when you're available and you don't want to have adult time. You want to have that family time, and then also send them to a place where they can have a lot of fun and interact with other kids while you maybe go to a business meeting, learn more about longevity, or you're going to hang out, with your other longevity friends in the evening and go to a show. So many opportunities. Again, one thing that's important that longevity has done is we have geared all of our incentives around the same activities. So be sure to combine your incentives with the involved in the TAC Dream Vacation. When you sell 3, you get yours 3. When you sign 3 people up on auto ship, especially if they're CEOs, right? Then you get your Healthy Body Pack free. You also get the TAC Dream Vacation points, and the Summer Spin is also involved in that. So when you're going to Leadership Summit and you're earning those points, we have a great promotion where you sign up for CEOs, you get a spin on the wheel. Help promote them or anyone in your organization who hasn't promoted to EMD. You have 3 of those, you get a spin on the wheel. Help 2 people from your organization promote to SEMD, you get a spin on the wheel. You can earn up to 6 spins. Now the value on that is anywhere from $25 up to $150. So imagine 6 spins, and maybe you're one of the top people, or you won the spin to have your chance on the big wheel on stage. That's anywhere from a $200 to a $3,000 plus value. So take advantage of that. Not only that, when you look at if you were to max that out and you bring in 8 new CEOs during the promotion period, that's 800 points. And then helping them rank advance up to EMD and then up to SEMD, you're adding, another about 500 points onto that. So great opportunities. Make sure that you combine those programs together and take full advantage of them and get all of the rewards and that you can. Upcoming events, I saw Baltimore. We just finished Baltimore last weekend. Great event. We had 14 chairmen at that event. It was just unbelievable. Our next event is Leadership Summit. One event that I don't have on here is Live the Life That You Want, and that is our women's event in Atlanta. That is September 5th. Make sure you go to Longevity Resources. I apologize for not having that on here. Leadership Summit is the 25th through the 27th, longevitysummit.com. You won't want to miss that. Early bird pricing is over, but your new distributors that you're just signing up, wow, what a great opportunity for them to attend this event. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to check the questions one more time. It has been recorded. We'll get it posted. Longevity TAC Dream Vacation Facebook page. Go in, like it. Make sure, if you're going to on TAC, you want to be part of that page. It's a great place to ask questions, get ideas. You'll find out the recorded calls will be posted up there. The link to the link for the registration page is there, or I'll call it the request page, because remember that request does not guarantee you're getting what you're asking for. It's letting us know what you want so that we can build that dream vacation for you. So great opportunities. And I think, I've had one more question come in. Do you get points for attending the Women's Summit? You do not get points for that. You also don't get points for the Leadership Summit. That's on the next incentive. However, we ran a special promotion in June that if you were registered for Leadership Summit by the end of June, that was one of the extra incentives that we gave you. Anyone who has late registration for Leadership Summit does not count. So points for the women's event in Atlanta also do not count for this program. So I think that is it. Again, this call has been recorded. We'll get it posted right away. Make sure you fill out your form, and be sure to check the leadership board on Monday. We'll have points updated there by the end of the day, hopefully in the morning, but for sure by the end of the day. Sometimes, you know, calculating those points takes a little bit longer than we anticipate. So take full advantage of the CEO special right now. Really, just blow this thing out of the water. There's no sense paying for extra points, or paying for the extra on this TAC trip when you can be earning them 100 points at a time minimum on those CEOs. Plus, you know, what it does for your business is phenomenal. So thanks for being on this call. We will have another call in 2 weeks. If you're registered for the webinar version, it automatically emails you a reminder, but we will send one out as well. So have a great day. Thanks, everyone.